Have you ever considered that a country smaller than the state of Iowa could hold the secrets to both incredible economic miracles and profound hidden risks? Bangladesh is that country. It is often misunderstood, defined by old stories of poverty and disaster. Yet its recent economic story is one of the most surprising of our time. It shows how rapid growth can happen against all odds. It also reveals the delicate balance between progress and peril. This essay will walk you through the shocking truths of this journey, the immense power of its garment factories, the quiet strength of its digital startups, the worrying specter of hidden debts, the remarkable story of its people lifting themselves from poverty. This is not a simple story of success. It's complex and full of contradictions. How did Bangladesh become a global clothes powerhouse? How money sent home by workers abroad keeps millions afloat? Microfinance, born here, spread worldwide. Its triumphs, microfinance, and its controversies. By the end, you'll understand why this small nation tells such a big story. The choices that will decide its future. The first shocking fact about Bangladesh is the sheer scale of its clothing industry. Imagine this: for every 10 t-shirts sold in Europe, at least one was likely made in Bangladesh. Close up, made in Bangladesh labels on t-shirts. Bangladesh is the second largest exporter of ready-made garments, just behind China. This industry is the engine of the economy. It brings in more than 80% of Bangladesh's export earnings. To put that in perspective, an entire nation's financial health depending on one product. A quick historical contrast: rice fields to factory floors, massive rapid growth, crowds entering factories, millions of new jobs, close-ups of women sewing. The most profound impact has been on women. Women traveling from rural villages to cities for factory work. For many, it was their first opportunity to earn a formal wage. This income gives them newfound independence and a voice. The money they earn helps pay for their children's education. It helps pay for better health care. And it improves living conditions. This social transformation, driven by the hum of sewing machines, is a quiet revolution. However, this success story has a dark side. The work is demanding and wages are among the lowest in the world. The pressure to produce quickly and cheaply for Western brands creates a difficult environment. The world was shocked in 2013 by the Rana Plaza collapse, which killed over 1,100 workers and exposed dangerous conditions. Since then, efforts have been made to improve safety standards. Conditions have improved in many larger factories, but fair wages and workers' rights remain a point of debate and struggle. The industry's dominance also creates a significant risk. Relying on one sector makes the economy vulnerable. If global fashion trends change, or if automated technology replaces human workers, the economic shock could be devastating. A recession in Europe or North America directly impacts orders, jobs, and livelihoods in Bangladesh. While the garment industry was a growth miracle, it is a fragile foundation. The country faces the challenge of diversifying, finding new products and industries. The future can't be stitched together by a single thread, however strong that thread may seem today. The second pillar holding up Bangladesh's economy is not found within its borders, but in the hard work of its citizens abroad. Millions of Bangladeshis work in countries across the Middle East, Southeast Asia, Europe, and North America. They work as construction laborers, domestic helpers, doctors, and engineers. Every month, they send a portion of their earnings back home to their families. This money is called remittances, and its impact is enormous. In a typical year, these remittances can total over $20 billion. This is a river of cash that flows directly to households, often bypassing government and corporate channels entirely. This money acts as a powerful social safety net. For countless families in rural villages, a monthly transfer from a loved one abroad is the difference between stability and destitution. It pays for daily food, school fees for children, urgent medical bills, and better housing. During times of crisis, like a flood or a poor harvest, remittances are often the first and most reliable form of aid a family receives. Unlike foreign aid or development loans, this money goes straight into the pockets of ordinary people, empowering them to make their own decisions about their needs. It is a form of direct, person-to-person support that has lifted millions out of poverty. The impact of remittances extends beyond individual households to the national economy. This steady flow of foreign currency, like dollars and euros, is crucial for keeping Bangladesh's own currency, the taka, stable. It helps the central bank build up its foreign reserves, which are needed to pay for essential imports like fuel, machinery, and food. In some years, the total amount of money sent home by workers is even greater than the foreign direct investment the country receives. This makes the Bangladeshi diaspora one of the most important and consistent investors in the country's future, a fact that is often overlooked in official economic analyses. But this reliance on remittances also has its vulnerabilities. The well-being of the Bangladeshi economy is tied to the economic health and political stability of other nations. A crisis in the Middle East, for example, could lead to job losses and a sharp drop in the money flowing back home. Furthermore, the personal cost is high. Many migrant workers endure difficult living conditions, separation from their families for years, and exploitation. Their sacrifice is immense. The story of remittances is therefore one of great resilience and generosity, but it also highlights the urgent need to create more good jobs at home, so that future generations are not forced to leave their homeland to find opportunity. Bangladesh is the birthplace of a financial idea that changed the world: microfinance. The concept is simple but revolutionary. It involves giving very small loans, sometimes as little as $50, to people who are too poor to get a loan from a traditional bank. People with no collateral, no credit history, no formal assets. I saw this need firsthand and believed we could provide them credit. They could unleash their own entrepreneurial potential. The idea was to trust the poor, especially women, to use the money to start or grow tiny businesses, buying a cow for milk, a sewing machine to make clothes stock for a small village shop. The success of this model was astonishing. Millions of people took these small loans, particularly women in rural areas. They proved they were creditworthy. Repayment rates were remarkably high. For the first time, many women had access to capital they controlled themselves. This helped them generate an income and elevated their status in families and communities. The ability to contribute financially gave them a voice in household decisions and a newfound sense of dignity. The Grameen Bank pioneered this model, inspired thousands of similar institutions globally, and microcredit became mainstream. However, the journey has not been without serious criticism and debate. As the model grew and commercialized, some organizations began charging very high interest rates. Borrowers were trapped in a cycle of debt. Loans became a burden instead of empowerment. Stories emerged of intense pressure to repay, sometimes with tragic consequences. This raised questions about the ethics of profiting from the poor and the true impact of these loans. The debate continues. Is microfinance a ladder out of poverty or a predatory trap without a strong social mission? The truth lies somewhere in the middle. Microfinance is not a magic bullet. Its effectiveness depends on the institution providing the loan, the interest rates charged, and the support given to the borrower. When done right, focused on human development, not pure profit, it remains a powerful instrument for change. The story from Bangladesh is a critical lesson for the world. It shows immense potential in the poorest communities and warns that good intentions must be matched with responsible ethical practices. However, to truly understand Bangladesh, we must also, look at the challenges that are not always visible. We will uncover the issue of rising debts, some of which are not officially recorded, creating a quiet risk beneath the surface of the booming economy. We will question why a country growing so fast still struggles to collect enough taxes to fund its own development, a paradox that, limits its potential. We will question why a country growing so fast still struggles to collect enough taxes to fund its own development, a paradox that limits its potential. And the answers are not simple. This essay will walk you through the shocking truths of this journey, exploring the immense power of its garment factories, the quiet strength of its digital startups, the worrying specter of hidden debts, and the remarkable story of its people lifting themselves from poverty. Well, step by step. And we cannot ignore the ever-present threat of climate change, which poses a fundamental risk to the very land and people that have worked so hard to build this new future. That risk shapes everything else. By the end, you will see why this small nation on a world map tells such a big and important story. A story of a people's relentless drive for a better life, and the critical choices that will determine whether that dream can be sustained for generations to come. And that is where the real work begins.